Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for not being with you today at this important conference which brings together Arab municipalities, national government, key stakeholders, and everyone involved in shaping the future and the economic potential of Arab municipalities in Israel. Over the last 12 months, the OECD's Local Economic and Employment Development Programme has worked with Injaz to help them think about how they can create a new model for the delivery of local economic development that is appropriate to Arab municipalities, helping meet your needs, helping identify the deficits, but also helping you focus on the opportunities for realising a new model of inclusive growth. We believe this matters at the OECD because the effective delivery of local development reduces disparities, creates jobs, and stimulates enterprise. All of these factors are important for local municipalities. But effective local development doesn't happen by accident. Because local development is an integrated process that happens over cycles, electoral cycles, investment cycles, economic cycles, none of which are aligned, all of which require different timeframes. Local economic development must be responsive to these challenges. We believe that local development requires an integrated approach that enables municipalities to address economic, social, environmental, and spatial factors, that the different issues become mutually reinforcing and not contradictory. And we know from 3 decades of work that it requires a whole-of-government approach and a multi-sector partnership approach. The number of actors who are responsible for the delivery of local development is enormous. It is political leaders, strategy boards, national government, local government, membership organisations, special purpose vehicles, the private sector, the community, social partners, NGOs. The sheer number of actors involved in the delivery of local development requires skillful management and requires a continual open dialogue on behalf of the municipality. To help to make sure this happens, we believe there are 3 vital ingredients: the strategy, the system, and the leadership which drives the strategy forward. These factors are interdependent. A good strategy can only be delivered if the system works and if there is a driving and effective leadership taking the strategy forward. Injaz has sought to work with the OECD and engage internationally, learning from best practice and know-how, seeking to ensure that when creating a model that suits the needs and ambitions of Arab municipalities, that they have understood what has worked and what has failed elsewhere. Local development isn't about reinventing the wheel. It is about ensuring optimum outputs, optimum achievements. And by looking beyond national borders, as well as municipal borders, answers and solutions can be found. A strategy is key because it builds vision, purpose, it helps define risk, it frames choices, but it also has requirements for national governments and local governments. For national government, a good local strategy can only work if national government plays its enabling role, ensuring that strategic frameworks for local development, that delivery mechanisms and that funding mechanisms are aligned to meet the needs of local strategies. That is not to say an individual model for every Arab municipality, but it is about getting the fundamentals right at the national level and having a responsive and flexible context for delivery. But in turn, local government must ensure that their strategies are evidence-based, that they set out vision and ambition, and they focus on the long term to achieve continued results, which then become mutually reinforcing with national government ambitions and policies. The system of local development, critical to how things move forward, critical to how the different parts of the strategy are delivered, shaped and implemented. Because local development requires a complex number of actors, mapping out the system, understanding as the strategy is being developed who does what and with what resources, what options are there for change, which delivery body can and should do more. It is about the plethora of actors involved in the process collectively coming together to meet the challenges presented by the strategy and to commit to taking forward its delivery. It requires specific skills and it requires a long-term thinking. But above all, it requires clear and precise leadership. We have identified local economic leadership as a critical factor to reshaping local economies and to realising maximum opportunities. It is leadership that goes beyond mayors. And it matters because underperforming local economies lead to fractured societies and entrenched hostilities. Robust local economic leadership sets an impetus for change. It helps articulate an early vision. It builds relationships across the system. And it instills confidence. Confidence for the private sector to invest, confidence for the citizens to get behind a strategy. It allows pace to become an important factor. It allows investments to happen as and when are needed. And it ensures that the scale of ambition is always realisable. Sound leadership helps identify opportunities and catalysts, but it is also the vehicle for connecting with the external world, for putting the municipality on the map, for making it investment ready, for presenting it as a cohesive economic context in which to invest, to create jobs, and to meet the needs of local citizens. Injaz for many years have been working with your municipalities to ensure that this is an end goal. The partnership between Injaz and the OECD was a natural partnership because their aims around capacity building, around ensuring that Arab municipalities really do reach their full potential, align with the aims of our programme at the OECD. That robust and effective local economic development is a goal worth pursuing. We know from our work that delivering an effective change requires skills, investment, commitment to long-term thinking and collaboration. Building capacity is critical. We know that these things do not happen overnight. Having a strategy, knowing your system. It's more complicated than that. And that is why Injaz have sought to look beyond its boundaries, to look internationally for inspiration and for evidence as to what works when they are helping design a new fit-for-purpose model for Arab municipalities, which can help you in your quest to realise sustainable and robust local development. Getting the strategy right, building the system and unlocking the leadership dividend will all be critical elements of this. And Injaz are moving forward in that direction. Thank you.